This incense is called Coochie Baby. Thanks, Callum, for buying it. It somehow ended up in my stuff. I mean, there was one left. We're gonna burn it. We're gonna do it. My room's gonna smell like Coochie Baby. Hello? It appears that there's an ant on my windowsill. I think it's dying. Aww. It's not moving. Oh no. I'll leave him to it. I'll just let him do his thing. Anyway.
Besoin de stabilité et de retrouver ses racines.
Hello, my loves. I hope you're doing wonderful. Here's my little henna bag that I keep my henna cones in, and a paper towel that I will use until I cannot use it anymore. I'm gonna film my henna process today, which I've never done before, so I just decided on a whim while I was doing my henna that I'll film it this time and show you guys, because henna is quite fun and lovely and therapeutic, and I do mine about once a month when I find the time. Today was a stormy day, so I thought might as well sit inside for a few hours and just do it. Get it out of the way. Have a little chillax brain resting time. Right as I decided to start recording, it really started coming down. Thunder, lightning, lots and lots of rain, so I decided to close my windows. And I cracked my left window open just because of the incense. I didn't want it being stuck in the room. I wanted it to be able to flow out because my family's not a big fan. So I don't really want to make the house smell. But I love the smell, so compromise. Keep the window open a little bit. Anyway, as you can see, this cone is rolled up and on its last leg, so the henna's coming out very unevenly. Not the best example of how I usually do it, just because of that inconsistent stream. I don't know what other word to use. But yeah, it's not flowing right. Usually it just comes out in a single line, and that makes things a lot easier, as they should be. But this time I was just trying to use up the last of the cone that I had, so it was a little more of a grueling process. I just had to sit with it, and this builds up my tolerance for certain things in life, So yeah, I usually just look for inspiration online if I don't really know what to do, but usually I have a general idea. I take bits and pieces from different designs that I find on Google, so for this one I just took inspiration, or not inspiration, I copied it, let's be real. The little flower in the middle of the hand. So I just take bits and pieces. I don't really know who designs them, but I don't know. I feel kind of bad saying this, but as much as I despise art theft, and I've been a victim of it multiple times, I don't consider this art theft because henna's temporary, first of all, and I'm still practicing, and I'm just taking bits and bobs online to use as my own. And I don't really claim it as my own design. It's just henna. I mean, it's not just henna, but oh my goodness. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm sure if someone online tried to copy my henna design, I think it would be a lot different than art. I would be flattered and impressed. I wouldn't be disappointed in the person copying it. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Lots of complicated things in the art world. But yeah, I'm still practicing. I've been doing henna since freshman year in high school, so it's been about 4 or 5 years, but I'm still learning, so I will get to the point one day where I could probably come up with my own kind of flow and design, but right now, at this point in time, I don't know. Maybe I could. I just haven't really tried it yet. Maybe I will challenge myself next time. But yeah, I believe the rain outside is from the hurricane in Florida, Hurricane Elsa. I hope my art buddies and everyone in Florida is doing all right. I've seen a lot of people online oh, don't worry about us. We're storm-proof. Florida is just built different, but hurricanes are tough, man. So I have a few art friends who live in the South, specifically Florida, a few of them, and I'm just hoping y'all are doing okay. Praying, manifesting, but I'm sure people will get through it. I believe in you guys. Florida people are built different. The other day I saw a post for the millionth time. I've seen this pretty frequently throughout my middle school and high school days. You look up your name followed by Florida man. My Florida, or not name, what am I saying? Your birthday, because you want to find the article regarding a Florida man that was published on your birthday. So it's like your own little zodiac sign personalized Florida man story. So mine for July 28th, I'm pretty sure was about a guy who went on a beer run with an alligator under his arm. So yeah, let me know you guys Florida man stories in the comments below. Tell me what you got. I personally really like the one that I got. I think it really encapsulates who I am as a person, you know? Like, yeah, girls born on July 28th are just really like, I don't know, like I could picture her going to the gas station and picking up some beer and, you know, just with an alligator under her arm. Like, that's her style, that's her vibe, and I really admire it. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I were her. So, sorry about that. My bad. I don't know what got into me. But, yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the henna process. I like to do a lot of, like, I don't know what the pattern is called. I don't know if there's even a word for it, but that, like, flower petal looking, like the one I'm doing right now, all the time. Love it. Really builds up the piece. Oh yeah, here's a little piece of advice when you're using henna. I don't know if the people watching this would like to use henna, but if you're watching this, maybe because you're interested in it and you're like, oh my god, show me all your secrets, tell me everything you know. I think the most important part is like not worrying about messing up. Like right now, I'm not doing so hot. And there were a lot of instances in this, what am I saying? Instances in this instance? No, that's not right. But there were a lot of moments where I was just like, oh my god, like this line's so wonky, everything's so uneven, it's not gonna look good. But in the end, when you're done and everything's all tied together, it really doesn't matter. Like the little mistakes that you think you made, they still look really beautiful in the end, and people looking at your beautiful henna aren't gonna even notice. They're gonna be like, wow, this is beautiful henna. Teach me your ways, show me your secrets, tell me everything you know. So yeah, too long didn't read, too long didn't listen. TDLL, wait. TLDL. That took me a very long time for someone who is going to the honors program in college. That's crazy. What the hell? Yeah, my brain works slow. Don't mind it. But yeah, too long didn't listen. Don't worry if you mess up, because it's still gonna be beautiful. And if you're discouraged and you stop, then it's not gonna look beautiful, and you're just gonna have like an unfinished stain on your hand, and nobody wants that. So just like follow through, keep going. It doesn't, look at that, look what I just did, and that's okay. It's fine. I can do a little fixie wixie like I'm doing right now. So yeah, really just like keep going, believe in yourself. And now I'm finally opening a new henna. Oh my god, look at that line. I mean, it's not perfect, it's nowhere near perfect, but oh my god, that one, that was nice. That was visually appealing. This is the content that you got. Ooh, yes. Okay, now we're talking. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, my brain is just empty now. That just relieved my brain from all of its contents because of how beautiful it was. I really like doing the grid and then the dots in the grid. Oh my god. Sometimes I do the spaces a little too small, so it looks a little hectic, but I love doing this pattern so much. It's so therapeutic. There are just a few things where I'm like, yes, I was looking forward to this moment in time where I did this one specific pattern of henna, and it's so lovely, so wonderful, really, really calming for the mind. And yeah, also make sure your fingers are really spread apart, because if they touch, then it's gonna smear the sides of both of the fingers that have henna on them, and you don't want that. Something to also keep in mind when you're using henna is that instead of pressing the tip all the way down onto the skin, don't mind it. I know it sounded weird, but try not to press the tip of the cone like on the surface of your skin. You want to kind of hold it right above so there's a little space for the henna paste to come out and be smooth, you know? Like, you don't want to squish it when it comes out, because that would not make for a beautiful line. That would make for quite the ugly line. Not to be dramatic, but it just would not look as good. So yeah, anytime I mess up, it's usually because the actual henna cone is touching the surface of the skin. So just, yeah, keep that in mind. It's always hovering a little bit above, and that's what definitely helps smooth out the lines, because it's also not accounting for the shaking in your hand. It's just kind of being laid down, and it's all one solid string of henna. I don't know how to explain it. I saw a TikTok about henna. I believe it was Gopi henna. They make henna, and sometimes the woman talks about how to use it, and that was one of her tips. It was to definitely like keep the cone above the skin, especially if you're trying to get like a nice straight line, because if it touches it, it just like messes it up like that. It just lays down if you just hold it above. So yeah, hashtag henna pro tips. That threw me back to Dan and Phil. Every single time I say pro tip, I think of Dan and Phil. Not even gonna lie. I haven't watched them in years. Did they, like, they were a thing, right? Or not a thing, but like they were both gay? And it was just kind of like confirming everyone's fantasies, which is kind of fucked up, but like, dude, like I just remember being in like 8th grade and 7th grade, and even in middle school, I was like, yeah, people are shipping them, and that's messed up because they're real people, right? And if I were actually gay, if I were them and I were actually gay, I would not want to come out, because then that would just be like confirmation for all the fans who were trying to ship them, and like, ugh. Yeah, there were a lot of things that came out of shipping Dan and Phil. Lots of fan fictions that have scarred my small brain as a child. I mean, seriously though, like, props to them. I'm really proud of them for like being able to come out in front of millions of people who were likely shipping them together and being able to say, I'm gay. Like, that's really scary. And I applaud that they were able to do that, because like, if I were in that position, I would be kind of freaked out. Like, I wouldn't want, like, that's such a weird position to be in the first place, because if all of you guys wanted me to be gay with like one of my friends or something, I would just kind of feel weird about it, you know? Like, actually, that already kind of did happen, because Tayara's been in a few of my videos, and oh my god, I've gotten so many YouTube comments that are just like, are you lesbian? Are you gay? Is she your girlfriend? And I had to like clarify in the description and like delete a bunch of comments like, hey, we're not dating. But yeah, I forgot how we got to this point, but if you are semi-idolizing someone on the internet or just following them in general, don't leave comments being like, hey, are you gay? Are you gay? Are you gay? Because if that person hasn't come out as gay, they might not be gay. They could be bisexual or straight. You don't know. So like, and some people just don't like talking about their sexuality on the internet. Maybe that's not what they're here for. Maybe they're here to like just make content. So yeah, sometimes those things can be very personal and make people uncomfortable. And maybe they are gay and you're asking them to kind of confirm that for you. But there's probably a reason. They probably don't want to, or they're probably just not ready. So yeah. Just don't. It's really easy to like not do that. Anyway, I'm being symmetrical with the fingers. The second and fourth finger, I'm still using piano terminology from my piano days, but yeah, the second and fourth finger are the same pattern just because I like that little bit of symmetry. It's not like crazy perfect, but if the opportunity arises for me to create symmetry in the henna, I most certainly will. And I just love that freaking grid pattern so much. Something about it sparked like a tiny bit of joy in me, and I love it so much. Before I forget, let me talk about where I purchased my henna cones. So personally, I live near a grocery store called Cherry's. That's what we have here in Atlanta. Cherry's is I think it's like international grocery store. Like they have a lot of different foods from all different cultures, but it's mainly Indian, Pakistani, that kind of focus. So they do have henna cones. Every time we go shopping there, I like to buy a couple. They are $2 a pop. $2 American. I repeat, $2. And I emphasize this because henna cones can be very affordable online, but some places will like really upcharge them, and they're either really good quality or they're trying to scam you if they're expensive enough. So I mean, not like scam, but like you're probably not getting what you're paying for, you know, unless it's like someone making like artisan henna, really good quality, homemade, like, I don't know, meant to last. You know what I'm saying? So just like, you know, be mindful of the prices. Usually you can get it for a pretty affordable price. I know there's places like Etsy or different websites where you can buy a pack of it for like $10, and that will last a lot. That will give you a lot of henna. I'm no expert, but that's just what I know. That's my experience. But usually I will go to my local Indian grocery store, support Asian businesses or South Asian or whatever. And yeah, that's where I get it. While we're on the topic of South Asia, I want to talk about one of my core memories from 7th grade. And it's not petty, but I just think about it a lot, and I don't talk about it much because it was a very like small moment in my life, but I think about it a lot. So let me talk about it, because maybe there's a moral to it somewhere. So I used to be friends with this girl. She was adopted from China. She was very sweet, but keyword, used to be friends. So one day in 7th grade, she made this club, like this group of the few Asian kids in my grade, and they were like best Asian ever, BAE. It wasn't a club, but it was just a little cool little group, and they were like, we're Asian, we're so cool, best Asian ever. And I was like, hey, can I hang out with you guys? And she was like, no, you're not the real Asian. And my goodness, so much to unpack there, but maybe moral of the story, just like don't tell a South Asian person, keyword Asian, that they're not the real Asian. Like, just educate yourself, you know? And it hurts. It stuck with me for a while. I felt very invalidated. And I'm sure she meant no harm, but still, it stuck with me. It's literally one of my core memories from middle school, that moment in time. Anyway, we're done. We finished. Yay! It's been about an hour and a half. If you are not familiar with henna, it dries up and it gets all crackly. The first time I did mine, I wanted to go over it because it was crackling, so I thought it wouldn't stay all the way, you know? Don't do that. Don't go over it again with more henna, because it actually will be there even if it crackles. Going over it just makes the lines thicker and messier looking, and I had to learn that the hard way. Right now I'm editing this videoception, and watching Tokyo Ghoul, because that's what I've been doing. Usually I wait at least a few hours. I have to work at 7 and it's 4:18 right now, so I'll probably keep this on until like 6:30, to be honest. I know some people like to keep it on as long as possible. It's really up to you. I'd say if you are pressed on time, try and wait at least an hour until you take it off. So I'm gonna wait a few more hours. As it dries up, you can use your hand a lot more. You just don't want to smudge it in the early stages. I can probably use this hand for anything now, and like if I touch it, it's not gonna smudge anything because it's dry. So that was a lot of words. I don't want to get it all up in my sink, so that's why I'm doing it here. Usually people use some kind of oil, so I used a little bit of face oil for my skin, and I used oh, there's thunder in the background. Did y'all hear that? But yeah, I just use a washcloth in the tub to wipe it off. Alright, so it's been washed off. This is what it looks like. It's a light orange tone right now, but over the course of the next 12 hours or so, it's going to darken in color. So by the time I wake up tomorrow morning, it's gonna be like a brown color. I actually am not sure how it's gonna work this time though, specifically because I have to work and I wash my hands a lot at work, so I don't know if that'll affect the process in any way, but we'll see. Science experiment. Hopefully it shows up though, because I want to show you guys. This is what it looks like. Turned out real nicely. I think it would have shown up a little darker if I hadn't had to work last night, so take that into consideration. I haven't really seen that many henna videos out there on YouTube, so I thought this would be a good idea. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope you were entertained, maybe, possibly. If you liked this video, leave a like, maybe subscribe if you're feeling the vibes. My next video will probably be an earring process video, which I'm super excited about because I have not made earrings in a very long time. So stay tuned for that. Leave a little comment, tell me your Florida man birthday zodiac story, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Hang in there. I love you so much. I appreciate you very much for being here. Until next time, bye-bye. Today's artist shout out is Osthea on Instagram. Her work is so beautiful. Go follow her. All right, bye.